AskReddit by Wastad 4253. What ruined your mental health? Depression, anxiety and heartbreak. Heartbreak over and over again. Hope, then heartbreak, then hope, then heartbreak. Financial insecurity. Yup. Generational poverty. Being born into my family. Extremely toxic and dysfunctional, a lot of aggression, a lot of negligence. That was the start of it all, followed by learned, unhealthy views of society and interactions in general, led me to being bullied all my life and developing severe abandonment issues. This was dragged into adulthood and I'm currently in therapy putting the pieces back together. I've made massive progress in these last 3 years, but there's still a lot of negative beliefs that need to be torn apart. Getting there. Sounds similar. Except I was the odd one out that kinda saved me and allowed me to move on quicker. Caring what people think. I think that's a biggie. Not setting boundaries. Being raised by people who should not have had kids. My parents were older, disabled and mentally ill. You need a license to get married but not to have children. My mother. Same. Mom with severe BPD and PTSD had been abused her whole life and took it out on me, not my brother, no, just lucky me. I hope one day those wounds close permanently. Here's to healing. For me it was losing my wife to postpartum depression. It has been 10 years since a suicide and it hurts as much today as the day it happened. I'm so sorry. How is your child doing? Humanity. Amen. Being autistic and having to mask to be treated like a human being. This is it for me too. Being born. No lie. Depression is a bitch and hereditary. Genetic and environmental factors contributed to my mental state where I sought treatment. It never goes away 100%. I always have to care for it like one would care for themselves with diabetes, for example, medicate, maintain a healthy diet and get regular exercise. Mental health is only now becoming accepted, but just barely. Hope this helps. Same. I have bipolar. My youngest uncle was schizophrenic. The rest of the family refuses to get diagnosis even though it's clear all of them have something. My dad's family all have war trauma but refuse to admit it. Negative self-talk. Losing my dad. I as well. Trying to be normal. Society. You can't be nice to people because they will take advantage of you. You can't tell anyone anything without them telling others. Everybody looks after their interests and doesn't care about anyone else. Everybody wants to judge you and stand on fake moral high ground while trying to control you. Very few people know how to tell the truth. Equality is just a nice thought, but that's it. The economy sucks for everybody except the super rich. And there is no justice in this world. When we fully grasp a lot of things are rooted in classism, it's a sad day. Existentialism. School and the people there. Yeah, it was a wild ride to understand how much of my self-worth issues, lack of boundary setting, and feeling like I have earned humane treatment from others was rooted in my childhood bullying in pre and middle school. It truly made me think that everyone outside of family was gonna be as horrible as them. In theory, I wish I could have gotten out as a kid. Would have saved me from future mental health problems and hurtful biases. But I like my life now and I'd never met my GF of 9 years if I hadn't been committed to psych in my teens, so fuck those people, sincerely, but in the end I'm good, not great, but good enough. Really hope they grew out to be better people, so others near them don't have to suffer still. Facebook. Ruined it. Deleted mental health, gotten better. The death knell for society. The only time I heard from family was on FB. I didn't understand how they could take the time to log on but not reply to an email or by phone. I posed the question, If I disappeared, would anybody notice? I read a lot of I would. I would. I would. I would. That was the day I got off FB and never looked back. I am ophically estranged from the mall. Bad teeth. I'm not sure exactly. I was probably just born that way. Was told that I was a colicky and very difficult baby by my family. My family is very dysfunctional and I've been completely NC with them since 2020. I have struggled to make friends since high school, so more than 20 years. And I've been a nurse for most of my adult life and have worked in extremely toxic work cultures plus worked as a travel nurse through COVID. I could point to so many things, but I have to wonder if I weren't born highly sensitive, which I now know that, for me, means on the autism spectrum. Would I have struggled as hard as I did with various difficult things? I don't know. And I'm definitely struggling harder today than I do most days. Most of the time I can at least pretend I feel happy even if I don't completely feel that way. My narcissist spouse. Nearly everything. I've been digging an escapism hole for myself. Work environment. Antidepressants. Having a older kid try to get me to suck his dick when I was 6 and he was 10, a person I thought was my family friend. The worst part was telling my mother and her not knowing what a BJ was or just not believing me. I to this day have trust issues and it has been a problem all my freaking life. That's so awful.